everyone. Okay, it's only been a few seconds. I'm so horrible. I've got to tell people when I'm going live instead of just giving a 30-second update. What was I doing? All right, so I went to watch a video. I have to be very careful what I title my videos. A video. I came to watch one of her new videos and I've realized she has 2 of them. So I'm going to try to attempt to do 2 of her videos. Which thankfully they're not 3 hours long. Okay, so the first one we watched together, some of us by ourselves. Violent male felon. It's her mom and brother and her. I'm glad I had y'all to watch. This is why I'm going to try to do this. I try to commentate on her videos at night because I don't have much time during the day. But I get kind of like bored and I feel like I need my support system. So whenever I stream, whenever she goes live, I stream and it's live, I feel like I can get through it more. So I was asking y'all, like, would y'all, because I don't know, some people already watch her videos. So I feel like if she pre-records it, I need to pre-record it. I don't know. So we're just going to try it out tonight. I'm going to try to go live. Well, I am live with her pre-recorded videos. With my fussy little cub in the background. Okay, let's do this one. Help. No, that's not very helpful. Even though she was just begging for help.
How did we all meet?
I wanted to help a couple find a house, so I started advertising on social media through Constant Contact.
My last realtor's.
It's the morning of July 19th, 2022. It's approximately 7 a.m. I tried to upload that video and it wouldn't upload for many hours. So I tried to go to sleep around 3 a.m. but I couldn't sleep at all. Around 4 a.m. Because it finally uploaded by like 3 a.m., right? So I haven't slept at all. I'm going to be 34 weeks pregnant on Friday, which is in like 3 or 4 days. I'm still homeless. I've been asking people for help, but it's the wrong people because everybody hates me. So my chin hurts where my brother had head butted me here, and and I didn't feel it, of course, when it happened and everything, and I don't feel very good now. They tried to take me to the emergency room, so I think I'm gonna go swimming today. I think I'd really like that. I think it would be really nice. I think that I've been asking people for help and they don't really know how to help me because they don't know how to give me back the things that I need that will help me. So then they just look at me like a troublemaker because I can't get those things by myself and I don't know how to. And I asked too much of everybody, so that's why I knew years ago I couldn't be a burden to anyone, so I stayed away from everyone. Last night at about 5 a.m. No, this morning, 5 a.m. ish, 4:30, somewhere. I was laying down and I noticed like lights outside of the window. And then my mom opened the door and there was an officer there, a female officer. And she was nice. And she promised me that they weren't going to hurt me.
Okay, stop. Hey, Ashley. I'm going to rewind this. I just got a message, a little update. So, okay. So, first of all, I have to point out how weird she's being. And I feel like she's doing it on purpose. And now it's making sense because I think that person that was called actually showed up. She's definitely playing the crazy card, which she is crazy, but still.
My mom opened the door and I was laying down and I noticed like lights outside of the window. And then my mom opened the door and there was an officer there, a female officer. And she was nice. And she promised me that they weren't going to hurt me. And they didn't. They transported me to the hospital. But I walked away from the hospital because they put me into the waiting area. So I walked away. And then I went and I hid my purse in one of the bushes. Because I thought maybe I should just go away. Maybe I should just leave it behind. And somebody's got that because the phone is pinged anyway, so they know where my location is. So I thought if I left it behind, and they won't find me, but they'll still find me. They're always gonna find me. So I'm scared. I'm scared.
Okay, wait. Okay. Hey, RK. Okay. Yeah, so I was just saying how I noticed how she was acting crazy, like with her crazy shirt and almost, like as if she's playing the part. And then she started to say how someone showed up. So I haven't heard from Kelly, but obviously someone did show up at her place. This is all, I hate to say it, but this is all an act. Okay, yeah, no, you're fine. Just drive, RK. You can listen to my beautiful voice. I'm just kidding. You're going to be hearing a lot of Leticia and me because, I'm going to talk a lot. You're good. I just started. I just started. So I feel like she's doing this and she literally has recorded herself. As soon as she pressed record, it was fake. She's acting like she's deranged and scared. So thankfully, apparently, Kelly came through. Someone came to check on her, brought her to the hospital. She hid her. No, you're good. Yeah, I just started. I have a long night ahead of me. She hid her purse because they put her in the waiting room. Why would they put her in a waiting room? If they were escorting her to a hospital, wouldn't they bring her straight back? Why would she be in the waiting room? And apparently she's out, so I guess we'll see.
And I don't know what I did to piss off everybody. Those years ago. I don't know. I'm really hungry.
بعنا خلق بالشهر سوى التغذية بس أما كان وزنه 4 كيلو الآن وزنه 2 كيلو 720.
I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten for I would say like 14 hours or so. Yeah. So somewhere around that time. And I'm trying to keep everything in place, in order. But I can't because the officer asked me if I wanted to place charges against my brother, and I said I don't know because what he did was really violent. It's normal. It's normal. It's not healthy, but it's normal for that to happen to me, and then I always get blamed. So I just don't say anything, and that's what I did with the father of the baby, because I knew it was my fault for sleeping next to him. So I didn't want to open my mouth, because then every time I open my mouth, I get in trouble. I'm scared. I don't have any place to put this baby when it comes out. So I just have to leave it wherever I have it.
I have every time whenever she talks about the baby, it's like I'm ready to jump in. You see how sick she is? I don't know where to put it, so I'm just going to leave it wherever I have it. Once again, hinting, where is she at? Is she outside on the porch? I haven't seen this scene, these blinds and light poles. This is fake. This is so fake, and it's really pissing me off. This is fake. She's going to try to play this in court. It's not going to work. That's what I don't know. Arkansas is weird. If they seriously brought her in and put her in a freaking waiting room, usually they bring you in, like Krista, you said the stretcher. Usually, like, they'll bring you in something like that, or they'll bring you in like a side door, and you go straight back, like, into a certain type of room area, so you can be evaluated and they can talk to you and figure out what, how bad it is. They're not going to have you sit. It's so weird. And then she says she hid her purse. Did you? I mean, I guess she got her purse back because she has her phone. It's weird.
And and I know somebody will find it. It's not like that. It's not that I want to leave the baby. I just don't have anything to take care of it with. And they say that that's mental illness because I couldn't afford for myself. And so they would take the baby anyway, because I can't support myself and I can't support the baby. I thought I was doing a pretty good job. And then all the stress about the warrant and everything, and then they picked me up and forced me to be with my mom. And I know I need to go.
I knew, I don't know why it was not in the paperwork, but I had a feeling that was going to be one of the ways she was going to be able to bond out, was if she was at a address. I don't know why, because obviously really, like, thank you, Kelly, because that's the only time that I think they've shown up. And then you can hear how she's trying to talk different about the baby. Like, she wanted to keep him, but now they're saying that she's, like, mentally ill. No, she's trying to set up the narrative before she goes inside that courtroom. You're not having the baby. You don't need the baby. I'm behind and catching up. Hey, everyone. I'm behind. Yes, I'm so glad everyone could tell that this is an act. It's so crazy that she thinks people believe her. Everyone knows. It's so funny. I would be kind of worried if people didn't, but This is the first video she claims they didn't even put in her room, just waited in the area, then walked. Oh, the second video. It's so weird. Okay, I'm gonna play. Why is this reverse? Did she upload the wrong video first? My OCD, I try to go in order, but if she uploaded them the wrong way, did this one happen first? I'll just play it.
Back to get my stuff so I can take it out of there so I can start living in my car again. But I didn't do that. I was tired. I tried to sleep and was waiting for the upload to happen. And then, I like when they try to help people.
Okay, so is she home right now? So she uploaded them wrong. Is that right, Krista? This is supposed to be the one after she was released. Hey, Cynthia. Yeah, it doesn't look like she's at home. Hey, Camden. I just wanted to make sure I was watching them in order. This is the first one that she uploaded. So I came to this one first. Yeah, we just started not that long ago. Oh, you think she's still at the hospital? Okay. Okay.
To help, but I don't think it's the right help that I need. I need my daughter back, and nobody saw that years ago. They saw me as a problem, and they said that I don't need my daughter. That doesn't seem right. And that's kind of what they say about this warrant and everything. Everybody says it doesn't seem right, but I know that I'm targeted because I speak out, and then all this stress. So I'm very tired and I'm very stressed out. And even though there are times where I give in, I still don't fully give in that way. I think that's why they're trying to break me to such an extreme. Make sure.
I know the t-shirt is very fitting, right? Shows her crazy. Cynthia, I don't know. I'm confused. People are saying that it's not the first video, but it's the first one that she... Oh my gosh, how many did she do? Okay. So maybe she... Fucking A, dude. Did she just upload them wrong? Well, she's not very OCD if she can't even upload her videos in the right order.
Today is July.
Oh my freaking gosh. The title, The Aftermath of Domestic Violence. No, child. They called to check on you. Freaking domestic violence. What the hell? I love how she's on, like, in the hospital, laid up in the bed, and she's about to start the video the same. Money, money, money.
July 19th, 2022, and I actually did end up bruised here from my brother headbutting me last night. And I'm not sure where all these deranged comments are coming from, trying to persuade everyone into believing that that's normal behavior. That's obviously toxic and it's very dysfunctional, that my family has always lashed out physically. I didn't lash out whatsoever. People were trying to say, all this over a cigarette? No, it had nothing to do with just that. It was
It
the
was
accumulation
weed.
of the things that he was doing that were very shady and that were very backhanded. I would much rather be, exposed to living in my vehicle and those temperatures than to have to deal with such dysfunction and such abuse. And then people are trying to speak to my mother and coerce her into calling the police, when in actuality I did call the police over this, and I filed a...
No. No, you did not. You were there's no way you were going to. She told Angel she was going to call the cops on him because he was trying to take his weed back. And just like Angel said, you're not going to call the cops. You're scared to call the cops because you don't want them to come and get you. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. Maybe she tried to say something once they were already there. Hey, Miss Moonbear. Freaking, it wasn't just a cigarette, she said. So it was about the cigarette and the weed.
A report against my brother, and they left a while ago, and I am just sitting here in the hospital getting monitored still. There were contractions earlier, but they slowly, I wouldn't say subsided, but they just sort of dwindled down to hardly any now. But because of all the stress of what I've been put under and all these accusations that allege that I falsified the reports, that I'm the one that's aggressive, that I need help, psychologically, when in actuality, I do seek help psychologically all the time. I seek therapy because I know what my ailments are. I know what my illnesses are. So that's why I refrain from getting heightened by progressively trying to diffuse the situation as best I can. My family doesn't listen. If you were to speak to my mother, as other people have, you would understand that.
This is so crazy. Like, first of all, I don't understand Arkansas. I apologize if there's anyone in the chat. I'm not trying to offend your state. I don't get it. And is she talking like this because someone is like monitoring her? You would think if she got picked up to be checked on, they would not like let her be by herself. So I'm wondering if someone's like right there. But it's like she just totally forgot. She showed us what happened between her brother and her mom. Girl, you ain't no saint. You started the whole thing. You made it so much worse.
That she's not completely there cognitively. That she will flip-flop and choose sides, but mostly toward her sons, in order to persuade individuals into believing that because, she loves her children so much, only because they're sustaining her a little bit financially. That's it. And my brother wasn't affording the house. I'm not sure why all these allegations and these videos are coming out and mocking me. In actuality, I'm the victim in this entire circumstance and other circumstances as well. Of course, I had to be monitored, so I have a nurse here in the room, and she has to watch over me because I admitted to my suicidal ideations. And I don't mind that whatsoever. I don't mind being honest, but I explained to them that I don't necessarily feel like harming myself unless it's to the point where I'm getting victimized constantly or abused constantly. And that what had happened, what I had filmed
Of my family and the interaction, that is not healthy behavior. That is something that has happened my entire life. When I was approximately 16 years old, I tried to call the police at one point against my father and what he was doing, and my mother sat on my lap to pin me down onto the couch while my brother, the felon brother, the one that attacked me on video, and my older brother, the one that sexually assaulted me all throughout growing up, had both punched me on either side.
My felon brother, yeah, someone's definitely there. Well, Cynthia, that's what I thought too. The first one starts with no, I sent it. Yeah, Papa definitely was gassing her up. Okay. Yes, always the victim. I don't know. I'm so confused because I tried to start. Y'all know I don't watch these videos until I am ready to commentate on them. So I went to the first one that she uploaded, and then people were saying that that wasn't the first one. So I came to this one. This is so crazy. So she was saying her brothers was just hitting her on both sides.
side of my face. So by the time the officers had gotten there and the medics and everything, they had persuaded them into believing that I was the one that was getting riled up and violent because I had a history with psychological illness due to my first suicide attempt at the age of 12. So instead of being placed into a facility at the age of 12, they decided to hand me directly over to my parents because they allowed my parents into the room without anyone around, and they threatened my life. And they threatened not just my life, but the freedoms of the entire family. So I felt as though I had to be the one that was strong, always, and held everybody's secrets and held everybody's, was held accountable myself for everyone else's actions.
And I understood at that point that I didn't want to destroy anybody's life. I felt terrible and I teared up after the officer told me that, victimizing and abusing physically a pregnant woman is a felony offense. So unfortunately, my brother will have a warrant for his arrest for that, in conjunction to all these other accusations of him being a pedophile and
violating children. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I haven't spoken to my mother.
Okay. Yeah, now I'm getting confused which video came first because of the first one that I thought they asked if she wanted to, she said they asked if she wanted to press charges, and I thought she said no. But here she just said that she was going to press charges and he was going to have a warrant out for his arrest, which is pretty fucked up because we all saw the video. Let me know if the echo keeps on.
Mother, I sent her a text message stating, after
I'd made a video earlier this morning. I'm not sure, it's having some difficulty uploading because of the fact that I'm inside of the hospital in itself. So of course there's barriers to the Wi-Fi or barriers to the signal for the cell phone. So it's not uploading as quickly as I would have liked, and I'll just sort of relay. I'm still probably going to post that because I need everyone to understand the differences between mental illness, mental fragility, and also insanity, and what true dysfunction is. I understand that I'm very articulate. I understand that. I understand that I can explain myself much better now than I did years prior. But I still feel as though I'm exhausted and I just want a safe place to rest. I pray about the Father constantly. I pray that, he'll understand that I never meant to harm him either. I never meant to, when realizing, of course it's a felony offense what he had done,
and realizing he would be removed from his financial backing, I weighed my pros and cons in that and understood that why would you tamper with my body? That is a a definite, what is that? A definite usage of my being in that way. I wouldn't say, well, yes, defiling, but also to the point where it's mutilating my body. It's mutilating my consciousness because you're warping my mind into perceiving that motherhood is everything.
Okay, do y'all want me to go back to the other one that I was just on? I wasn't watching it, so I don't know. I mean, I didn't watch it, so I don't know what it was about. But I do know she was outside in that creepy freaking t-shirt with blinds behind her. I couldn't imagine being that nurse. Y'all let me know if I should go back to the first video that I had up. I don't know if it was the same. Here, maybe I should just show y'all. Okay, the one that I started watching was Help. No, that's not very helpful. And then someone said, no, this is the second video. So then I came and I did the aftermath of domestic violence. And then people said, no, that's the second video. Was she in that freaking t-shirt, that creepy? Yeah, that's the one that I was watching. Okay, well, I'm going to go back to the one that I was watching. I really hope there's not an echo. I don't know why there's an echo.
Why do I care so much what people think about me? I think I'm gay. Where can I go to, talk, I guess?
This is the fake one.
The morning of July 19th, 2022. It's approximately 7 a.m. I tried to upload that video and it wouldn't upload for many hours. So I tried to go to sleep around 3 a.m. but I couldn't sleep at all. Around 4 a.m. because it finally uploaded by like 3 a.m., right? So I haven't slept at all. I'm going to be 34 weeks pregnant on Friday, which is in like 3 or 4 days. I'm still...
Okay, I could have sworn she was like 34 weeks pregnant like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I've only watched a few minutes of this and it was irritating the hell out of me because she was definitely faking it. She's trying to get right with court. She's playing the crazy card. She's playing dumb. I don't know if she's at the hospital right now still. I guess she went to the hospital. She left and came back. I don't know. It's kind of confusing because I'm surprised she went back. She almost kind of looks like she's on something right here. Okay, let's see.
Homeless. I've been asking people for help, but it's the wrong people.
Yeah, and that irritates the hell out of me. This is why I could already see these 2 videos are fake. They're fake and they're lies. Because so many of us have tried to help her and she will not let anyone help her. She doesn't want to be helped. This shit's so fake.
Because everybody hates me. So my chin hurts where my brother had head-butted me here. And I didn't feel it, of course, when it happened and everything. And I don't feel very good now. They tried to take me to the emergency room. So I think I'm gonna go swimming today. I think I'd really like that. I think it would be really nice. I think that I've been asking people for help and they don't really know how to help me because they don't know how to give me back the things that I need that will help me. So then they just look at me like a troublemaker because I can't get those things by myself and I don't know how to. I ask too much of everybody, so that's why I knew years ago I couldn't be a burden to anyone, so I stayed away from everyone. Last night at about 5 a.m. No, this morning 5 a.m.
Yeah, she's the whole fake shit. I'm very happy Kelly got through. At least she did. This is ridiculous. And then I did hear this part whenever she was talking about, they said they weren't going to hurt me. Yeah, exactly. She says she's going to have the baby at home in the woods in the bathtub. Yeah, okay.
Ish, 4:30, somewhere. I was laying down and I noticed lights outside of the window. And then my mom opened the door and there was an officer there, a female officer. And she was nice. And she promised me that they weren't going to hurt me. And they didn't. They transported me to the hospital. But I walked away from the hospital because they put me into the waiting area. So I walked away. And then I went and I hid my purse in one of the bushes. Because I thought maybe I should just go away. Maybe I should just leave it behind. And somebody's got that because the phone is pinged anyway, so they know where my location is. So I thought if I left it behind, and they won't find me, but they'll still find me. They're always gonna find me. So I'm scared. I'm scared, and I don't know what I did to piss off everybody, those years ago.
I don't understand, what she's scared about. You going to jail because of the report? And first of all, if they seriously just put her inside of a waiting room, that is not what you do. That really upsets me. That's not how that's supposed to go down. They go through a private door on a stretcher. You don't walk in and sit in a damn waiting room. And why she hid her purse? Obviously, she didn't hide it for very long. I'm telling you, the further along she gets in this pregnancy, the scarier it gets.
I don't know. I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten for I would say 14 hours or so. Yeah. So somewhere around that time. And I'm trying to keep everything in place, in order. but I can't because the officer asked me if I wanted to place charges against my brother, and I said I don't know because what he did was really violent. It's normal. It's normal. It's not healthy, but it's normal for that to happen to me, and then I always get blamed. So I just don't say anything, and that's what I did with the father of the baby, because I knew it was my fault for sleeping next to him. So I didn't want to open my mouth because then every time I open my mouth, I get in trouble. I'm scared.
Oh my gosh, I cannot take it. I feel like most of this video is hers. I mean, she's doing this for court. She's bringing back her past. Every time I would talk, I couldn't talk. I should have known better. She's playing the victim card. She's playing the crazy card. She needs to be put in a mental ward. But she also knows the things that she does is wrong. Yeah, she definitely fucking needs help. The baby needs help.
Have any place to put this baby when it comes out. So
I wish you would just stop talking about the baby. Like, you're not going to have him. Just don't even worry about it.
Have to leave it wherever I have it.
Wherever I have it.
And I know somebody will find it. It's not like that. It's not that I want to leave the baby. I just don't have anything to take care of it with. And they say that that's mental illness because I couldn't afford for myself. And so they would take the baby anyway because I can't support myself and I can't support the baby. I thought I was doing a pretty good job. And then all the stress about the warrant and everything, and then they picked me up and forced me to be with my mom. And I know I need to go back to get my stuff so I can take it out of there so I can start living in my car again. But I didn't do that. I was tired. I tried to sleep and was waiting for the upload to happen. And then and I like when they try to help people, try to help.
I know, RK. That's our baby. That ain't your baby. That's our baby. She's not scared. She's playing victim. She knows what she's doing. Yeah, she knows what she's doing. She's doing this, for court. Victim, pity Leticia.
Help, but I don't think it's the right help that I need. I need my daughter back, and nobody saw that years ago. They saw me as a problem, and they said that I don't need my daughter. But that doesn't seem right. And that's kind of what they say about this warrant and everything. Everybody says it doesn't seem right, but I know that I'm targeted because I speak out, and then all this stress. So I'm very tired, and I'm very stressed out, and even though there are times where I give in, I still don't fully give in that way. I think that's why they're trying to break me to such an extreme. Make sure that I know that they can take anything at any time, including my blood, sweat, and tears, and my offspring, and any limbs or anything, or my senses. So I know not to trust anybody. I know that they're going to hurt me. I know that I can't speak to anybody about this stuff. because they hate me. So, because I keep telling them no. And every time I say no, that's when they hurt me more. So, and people think I'm crazy, but there are people that know, that have record of what I'm talking about. They know what happened to me. I don't feel good. My stomach hurts, and I really want this baby gone now, because if I can't have it, I just don't want it anywhere near me. It's kind of like my mom. She at 4 o'clock went in to use the restroom, and I had there was a sweater against the bottom of the door because there was a crack on the bottom of the door, and so it kind of blocked it off because my brother continued to start smoking cigarettes in the house, and so I could smell it and everything. It was giving me a headache, and so I put the sweater in there, and then when I ended
Is it Hot Springs?
up, I was still awake, and I saw her walk in to use her restroom in her room, and then when she left, she was very upset because the sweater was in her way. Normally, I don't try to make anybody mad, because anything I do usually makes everybody mad, because my existence makes people mad, because I need something or ask for something or need anything. So when she was leaving the room, she said to me, thanks for helping me, thanks for helping me lose my house, and you fucking bitch. And then she shut the door. And I know I say vulgar terms to her, but like my whole life, all I've tried to do is make her happy, and I would do things before she would say them, and I would when I wouldn't do those things and she would get on to me, I would tell her I would do it in my own time, because I would have like homework or something that I was doing too. But she's actually very cruel to me. She treats me like the evils, like, you know, like when Cinderella and the stepchildren, and then the stepmom.
This is driving me crazy. The way that she talks, she'll change her tone of voice, just like whenever she was talking to Dr. Carol, and she was like, her voice, she changed her voice, and she was like flirtatious and giggly, and now it's like she's literally picturing herself in front of like the judge, and she's talking like she's incompetent and just sad, and they treat me horribly, trying to compare herself to the Cinderella. What the hell?
And the way the stepmom treats Cinderella, that's kind of how it reminds me of. Because although my mom says this stuff about like buying stuff for me, she doesn't do it as often as she does it for my siblings. And even then, I know that the siblings are offering her some semblance of like financial support. So I don't, and that's why she doesn't like me, and she doesn't like my sister either. But she likes the babies. But she told me, she said you didn't want the baby. So I knew that there's nothing I can do. There's nowhere I can put the baby. There's nowhere I can go that's safe. And I always get in trouble. They try to remove my videos all the time. And I haven't showered still. And I'm trying to put my hair back in place. It's not wanting to stay.
Oh gosh.
I'm not doing very good.
Oh my gosh, with the my It's so aggravating because it's like I understand she's trying to fool some people, because I mean maybe there are some people out there who are just so oblivious to it. But does she not understand that if they could see this video, they could see the one that she just posted when they all was going at it, mostly her. I'm getting this for the I can't stand it. I don't even like whenever she talks about the baby. Like, stop talking about our baby. You're not going to have them, so don't even worry about it. Don't even talk about them.
I get laughed at and mocked online a lot, and people tell me I'm lying, and people tell me I'm being like that my mom deserves a better daughter, and all these things that don't make sense to me because they don't see it from the abuse that I've lived through. I'm very tired. If I could just exchange this baby for some place to live for a while, I would do that. I don't know what to do with him. He's I don't endanger him, but everybody's endangering him.
Oh,
and
shit.
Everybody wants me to live on the streets, and everybody wants me to eat out of the trash cans and stuff. So, and there's some people that are nice and they try to encourage me, but there's nothing that can be done anymore. I just want to go swimming. There's not much left in me. There's so many normal people out there that have their lives and have their jobs and have everything going for them because they had the supportive upbringing somewhere.
Exactly. You said it. We have jobs. You should really try to get one. That would probably do wonders.
I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I haven't drank water in many hours too. So, I don't know what to say or do anymore. Somebody asked me about something called AAPS, which is Adult Protective Services. I don't know what that is. I don't look at this stuff. I want to research it. I just want my daughter back. I just want a...
Oh, shit. Was she in our chat, guys? We were talking about that earlier. Yeah, what she just said, you can sit in my driveway. I'll put a tent in my yard. Or talking about I'll give my baby up for somewhere to stay. It's fucking sick.
Nice home. Somewhere I can live. I took good care of my home. Until I got infested with all these roaches and stuff because of the people I was letting in and out of my home. And they were messing it up and everything. And then I had so many dogs, I couldn't take care of everything all together. I was trying, but I was obese and I was on a bunch of pharmaceuticals and it made me worse. And I don't have any marijuana right now. I don't feel very good. I just want to smoke and go to sleep. So I was, I am scared. I don't want to go to my mom's house. My brother's going to be there. He scares everybody. He gets so violent sometimes that, and we start to try to talk to him. I didn't realize he would be so violent with me while I was pregnant. And everybody said I was fine. My mom said I was going to be safe. And everybody lies. The father of this baby, he lied to me. He said I would be safe. And ever since I met him, I've been in danger.
Yes, thank you, Miss Moonbear and RK. If everybody could just hit the thumbs up, I love it when y'all comment and y'all are in the chat. I really do. I really hope if they see this that they saw the video of the fight, because she's sitting there saying that she didn't think her brother would be mean. She was like agonizing him. She started it. And instead of saying, I just want my baby okay, I need to be somewhere where I'm not stressed and the baby's okay. She's like, I just want to smoke some weed. Like, I'll give you a sack of weed if you give me the baby.
So, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know why I'm getting in trouble constantly, and I just want to go home. And I don't want to go home to my mom's house. That's not a home to me. That's scary, and she allows all kinds of crazy stuff to go on around her. And then she gets in denial of it, and then she blames me constantly for pointing out any kind of any stuff. And I don't like seeing the stuff. I don't like seeing the pills. I don't like seeing all the drinking and smoking cigarettes. My head is spinning. I know that my blood sugar is really.
That's really frustrating. Okay, look, I'm a former smoker. So I used to smoke cigarettes. That was one of the hardest things, was to quit. I cannot stand being around people who are smoking cigarettes or cigarette smoke, because it's so much worse on a former smoker than it is on someone who has not smoked cigarettes. With all that being said, if you are going to sit here pregnant and all and bitch and complain about your weed and threaten that you're not going to eat unless you have weed, and you're not going to be pregnant unless you have weed, back up off your brother. Let him have a drink. Let him smoke his fucking cigarettes if he wants to. Like, she has to be in control of everyone. And the way she was screaming at him, she was like, oh, I didn't think he would be so mean to me. You were filming him, first of all, filming him. That, I would have already knocked the phone out your damn hands. And calling him a whole bunch of freaking names and then walking towards him like you wanted him to do something to you. Let me, Mama Bear, I'll throw in on the weed. You can be mommy and I can be daddy. That sounds so good. I can't remember last time I bought a sack of weed. I wonder if the prices went up. Exactly. Adults are allowed to smoke and drink. Like, whatever people want to do, like, they could do. Like, she cannot be a hypocrite. And if y'all didn't catch it, her mom pretty much called her out. Like, she admitted that she would smoke cigarettes if she didn't have weed. Or mommy. I don't know if her brother's in trouble or not. She said that she didn't know if she wanted to press charges, and then she said that she was going to press charges, and he's going to have a warrant out for him, which is going to be some pretty fucked up shit if she's fucking over her brother and her mom. I just want to know what happens to the baby. I feel like I need a number and all the names and numbers of all the potential daddies so I could hit them up, because I want to know if the baby's going home with one of these guys, or if is the baby going to go to CPS. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with the chat. I know, this is like a freaking a show. Just waiting for the truth to come out. The truth will prevail. I'm not even, it's so crazy. I've thought about like messaging her and be like, dude, like, I'm so for real, even though this is illegal, how much money do you need? How much weed do you need? And I'll just take that baby. I'll give you all the weed you want. What? I'm not even going to read that comment out loud. Yeah, she literally was saying, I'm going to call the cops because of weed, because your brother's trying to take his weed back. No, the baby's not okay. This is the only reason why I kept following her was because she was pregnant and the way she was talking about the baby. I'm here for the baby.
Really low. I know I'm supposed to have some food. I'm gonna try to go over to somewhere right now to grab something to eat. Hopefully I can find some food. But I don't know what to do anymore. I've asked for help so many times and everybody just makes fun of me and says that I'm too demanding and I'm spoiled and that I don't need it and I don't know what else to do. I don't know where to go. I tried to, file for that housing and stuff years ago, and I just can't do that anymore. I can't deal with the paperwork and the stress of having to answer all the same questions over and over and over and over and over and over.
Are you kidding me? You can't get a job, or I'm sorry, you won't get a job, and you are so freaking lazy and entitled that you don't even want to do paperwork for housing, which they would probably pay most of it, if not all. Are you kidding me? No, you just don't want to follow the rules. Like, it's so hard to feel sorry for someone who's like, oh, free housing. Yeah, I didn't feel like doing the paperwork. I didn't feel like answering the same questions over and over again. I didn't want them to catch me up in a lie. I can't say, I believe that she said that, but I cannot say that. It drives me crazy. It affects me whenever I hear her talking about him like that. I can't repeat it. It's hard enough for me to hear it. Yeah, no, I agree. She doesn't need to be smoking at all.
Over and 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 over again. You know? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I just want to be dead. That sounds really bad, but my life is not the very most pleasant, even though I tried to make it nice. And then I was raped, and that's twice in such a short span. It caused a baby. So now I don't know what to do with this baby, and I just want to go home. I want to go home. I want to sleep. I want a bed, and you can have the babies when they come out if you just let me live in the bed and sleep and food, and then the restroom. I don't care anymore. They try to put me in psychiatric hospitals all the time, and I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to do. I'm done. I'm done. I feel like it's frying again, my brain. There's too much stress. There's too much, and I've been having contractions, and they're getting more, they're getting stronger, and,
Okay, now she's acting crazy again. Funny how, she got over it and now she's right back at it. She can just flip that switch. She's probably having Braxton Hicks. It wouldn't surprise me if she was having real contractions. The way that baby has to live, he's probably going to come really soon. Oh my gosh. I play what she says, but I don't like repeating it because I don't like talking like that. I can't have that coming out of my mouth. Even if she says something about God in a bad way, I can't do that. I will play it, and it's hard. I've literally had a panic attack listening to her, and I've had to close it down and couldn't even explain why I ended my shit because it really bothers me. I don't know. Believe me, I heard her say a lot of things about the baby. That is the only reason why I stayed watching her for the baby, because of the threats and what she has done. It's really sad, but I don't think he would care. I don't think he would contact her.
I'm worried about this baby because I'm not going to go to the emergency room to have it. I'm scared and I don't want to go to my doctor's appointments anymore because they said I had a warrant. I'm tired. I'm physically and emotionally and mentally tired. Just everything. I'm tired. I just want to be dead. I gave up a long time ago. Why are you still, keeping me here? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm hungry. Oh my god. Oh my god. I haven't brushed my teeth, so being hungry and not brushing my teeth,
I'm so sorry, but how do you go from oh my gosh, I haven't brushed my teeth? How? Why are you thinking about your teeth if you're hurting so bad? I'm sitting here, I'm so scared for this baby. I just wish they could do an emergency C-section.
I feel really nauseous. The smell from my mouth is too much. It's fucking huge. Make it stop, make it go away. Oh, no. There's a huge difference when you have everything in place, when you're ready for a baby and you have a partner, and then when you're just a fucking trash whore like me that gets left on the fucking side of the road. They don't care about this baby. They just want to take it and raise it with someone else. And I don't care anymore. I don't care. I'll probably just sign it up for adoption or whatever, and just a closed one where they don't contact me ever again. I wish I could have kept him, but now our relationship is damaged. The relationship I'd never had with his father. He's hurting me. He's moving around. It doesn't feel good at all. I'm sick. I feel really sick. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I try to tell people and they don't listen, and I just keep my mouth shut because I ask so many times and nobody ever listens. Nobody ever listens. And then they just want to steal from me. They took everything. Where's my safe place? And they gave me to my mom, and I don't want to be with her. She's crazy as fuck. She let my fucking house go. She didn't pay the rent anymore and stuff. She did that. She was the one that let my baby get stolen. She gave them the paper.
I feel like I'm spending way too much time dealing with other people's problems. How do I set boundaries with them?
Would you like me to set an alarm?
How do I get rid of
I don't know what to do. I'm scared. They say that I'm the one that's like, that I'm, can't be trusted because I flip-flop, and I don't do that like that. Not like they do. They literally have destroyed my life and physically assaulted me, and then my mom allowed the sexual abuse. And then they blame me for opening up, and they tell me, "Are you done yet? Are you done?" And I say, "Yes, I'm done. I won't say anything anymore." The officer said, though, if somebody's hurting you, you should inform the police. If ever anybody's hurting you, you should call the police. But every time I did, they didn't believe me. They thought I was crazy. They only saw one side of it because they saw the criminal record and everything and the psychiatric records, and they didn't see me as a person. They didn't see me for what I was going through, which is the loss of my children, the loss of my dignity, the loss of my home and my babies, my pets. I'm really exhausted. I'm really tired. I laid down in a field for a little while, maybe like an hour, and I ate some grass, but I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know where to go. My mother's so two-faced. I can't trust her. Every time I try to seek help from her, she hurts me. And it's not even physical anymore. She stopped that because I knew that she knew that she leaves any marks on me.
Okay, sorry. My daughter called me and I wanted to talk to her for a minute. So I'm glad I missed. It sounded like she said a couple horrible things about the baby. Glad I missed that. She's getting beautiful. Did you get the address?
I'm gonna call the police, but then when I had nothing, this warrant came back and they said that I couldn't. And then if I call the police, they're gonna take me to jail for speaking out about the abuses. They're gonna take me to jail. He's so big now. I'm scared. I'm scared. It's gotta come out of my body. I'm scared. I don't want to do this. And people laugh at me all the time. They think I'm so funny because they think I'm just, I'm trying to be cute or dramatic or whatever. No, I'm tired. I'm very weak. I'm not playing a role. I'm not doing any of that. This is me. This is Leticia Collins Servin. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. People are scary. I'm scared. I'm thirsty. Maybe they'll give me water if I go inside that place. I'm scared. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I'm scared. I'm scared. I told the father that. How am I supposed to do this without anybody? This in there, just like you just do it. What? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I can barely get up out of bed some days. And the only thing that kept me going was Tara. Tara kept me going. I never ever missed a feeding. I never missed her breakfast and then her everything, all her snacks. I never missed her stuff because I loved her so much. She was more important than I was. And she still is. This baby, I'm trying really hard to make it till the end so someone else can take care of him. And because I'm apparently not fit for that anymore. Because I don't have the financial support I need. I can handle it if I'm calm and when there's like nothing going on that's hurting me. But it's everything hurts. And then the fight.
Oh my gosh, just give birth and you won't have to worry about it. RK, I don't know what you said about the weed, but I promise you it didn't offend me. I don't smoke weed. I used to. But no, you're fine. You're good. Who called? Cynthia, you called? Yeah, Hot Springs, RK. Cynthia, I told them everything she's doing. Also told them she is still threatening the baby and that she's putting on a show on her life while in hospital. Awesome. Thank you, Cynthia. I swear. Yeah, it's so weird. Like, I used to smoke and it would help with my anxiety. I used to have to smoke before everything because of my anxiety. And smoking helped me eat, it helped me sleep. And then all of a sudden, it caused me to have panic attacks. So I stopped. Yeah, even her mom was saying that she was doing stuff for content. I feel so bad for like her mom and her brother because they're like fucking damn phone being recorded again for YouTube. Also told them she's lying about her brother. Good. I do feel bad for him too. Yeah, I can't do it. Like I used to be able to, like I used to have to smoke all the time before everything. I mean, I was functioning, obviously, but it was like it used to help so much, and then all of a sudden it like went reverse, and I was like, hell no, I'm good. Yeah, exactly. Out of nowhere, I got anxiety, and it ain't worth it. I don't know if her brother got in trouble yet. She said the officer asked if she wanted to press charges. She said she didn't know. And then at another point, she said that she was going to press charges and he was going to have a warrant out for his arrest. And I don't know. Yeah, I feel like he just tries to step in whenever she's getting way out of line and she's getting too feisty with the mom.
Financial support and not having a father to this child is just so fucking. It was just so draining. I can't do this. I'm tired. My belly hurts. My insides hurt. And the weird feelings I'm getting that's moving throughout my body and the changes are scary. I'm scared. My body's preparing to get rid of this thing. And I'm gonna go see if I can find some snacks. I just want some snacks, water, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't want to call my mother. I don't want her to come and pick me up. I think I'll just walk all the way and then pick up my car so I can just get everything and go. It seems like a good idea. It seems like a plausible situation. There. Oh my God. Everything, the smell is so nauseous.
Yeah, that's another thing that aggravates me so bad is that she's like, oh, the baby doesn't have a father. Like, for someone who is like supposedly so heightened and intelligent and on the spectrum, like you are very dependent. Like, why can't you be an independent mom and take care of what you need to take care of? But like I keep saying, I'm glad we see you for who you really are. So that way they could take the baby as soon as he's born and that baby don't have to spend one day with you. Because I cannot imagine that baby being around her and being in that damn house.
Just I got motion sickness in the ambulance. I don't feel good. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, no. And I won't help myself because nobody helps me. So then I just revolve in the same cycle of abuse and everything. I don't know what to say or do anymore. And I'm just supposed to, like, I don't know. I just don't want to be around my mother. She's so crazy. How can you just allow that type of shit to go on?
She's so crazy. I think it's kind of crazy how her mom didn't stay. I mean, I guess it's just so different because, like, me and my mom, I mean, we're obviously nothing like them, but my mom would never leave me at the hospital. She would stay. But they're different, obviously.
Whole life. And then all she does is coddle my brother. That's all she ever does. And she blames me for riling him up. So she blames me for having lost her house, when in actuality, it's her son that was smoking in the fucking house, got riled up, got violent, started recording. He even got physically violent on the fucking thing. She's still going to blame me for his physical violence. One time he ended up punching the wall and he broke his hand on one of the studs or whatever in the wall. They blame me to this fucking day and say that it was my fault because he was punching at me. I don't know what to say or do about all this. I don't know what to say or do about this kind of crazy. But I'm gonna run away. I'm not gonna go to jail. The fucking court proceeding, no thank you.
My gosh, where is she at that hospital? It is so loud. It sounds like she's at the bus stop. But just a minute ago, she was by blinds. Oh my gosh, I know, right? Sky woman, she was like arguing with people in her chat, and she was like, yeah, the ultrasound proves that Jason is the father. No, that's not how it goes. Definitely need a DNA test to do that. And so everyone's like, okay, give me the list of guys and give me their phone numbers, so I know if I need to pack and go to Arkansas. Just patch the hole. Hey, who hasn't, punched a wall here or there? This one's almost over, and then I'm going to go to the next one.
No, thank you. No. I'm not going there. I'm not going to risk my freedom anymore because you guys find me atrocious. So, no. I'm going to run away. And you already know what my intentions are. I know you're going to be spotlighting me. You're going to try to capture me. I will slit my wrists. I'm not playing anymore. I'm sick and tired of this shit. I was reaching for this stuff under the sink, but she promised me they wouldn't put me in jail, and they didn't, so that's good. But then all these other people will promise something else, and they're gonna just capture me.
Like, all I could picture is in the next video where she was like smiling, like she had a big smile. I guess because she had the bed to herself. I don't know. But I don't understand. Like, this is like a flight risk situation. How in the world are you going to pick her up and place her in a waiting room? That is not, I don't know. Y'all must do things different in Arkansas, but You cannot leave them by themselves, and they go straight into a room. They don't go in a waiting room. So how the hell is she out here walking out there and fucking, I can't. Like, we get so close, and it baffles me. How the hell did this happen? Aww. Okay, I got a birthday and school starting in August, so we got to figure it out. Yeah, so she's like just threatening everybody now again that she's going to slit her wrist if they try to arrest her. Oh my gosh. Some people don't. This is like, I just saw in the chat where Sky Woman, she said, but when I quit cigarettes, I didn't want to smoke weed anymore because I was afraid I would start smoking cigarettes again. I totally get that, because I remember trying to explain to somebody how, like, I was probably high, I don't know, but it's like weed is the ice cream, but your cigarette is like the chocolate syrup on top. So, like, the ice cream's good, the weed's good, but to top it off, you have that cigarette, and I used to smoke menthol cigarettes. Oh my gosh. I don't know why I'm talking about this. It's been almost like, it's almost been 4 years, actually. I know, she's always fake. Okay. Let's finish this up, because we got one more.
After me, and they're just gonna lock me away again. I can't have that. No. 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 You people are crazy. Everyone's crazy. Everyone's crazy. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Have a good day, everybody. I love you very much. I love you so much. I love you so much. It is July 19th, 2022. Leticia Collins serving. And have a good day. Bye-bye.
It sounds like a freaking bus. Okay. So this is, I swear, the aftermath of domestic violence. The crap that aggravates me so much. Sorry you're dealing with this, Angel.
Today is July 19th, 2022, and I actually is dwindling away.
Oops, my bad.
Today is July 19th, 2022, and I actually did end up bruised here from my brother headbutting me last night, and I'm not sure where all these deranged comments are coming from, trying to persuade everyone into believing that that's normal behavior. That's obviously toxic and it's very dysfunctional, that my family has always lashed out physically. I didn't lash out whatsoever. People were trying to say, all this over a cigarette? No, it had nothing to do with just that. It was the accumulation of the things that he was doing that were very shady and that were very backhanded. I would much rather be, exposed to living in my vehicle and those temperatures than to have to deal with such dysfunction and such abuse. And then people are
y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she was at the hospital in the last video too, but she was just outside. Yeah, I know. Do y'all see the change? Quite the change. Flip of a switch. I know, she's like a little kid. It doesn't matter what type of attention as long as it's attention. Poor brother.
Are trying to speak to my mother and coerce her into calling the police when in actuality I did call the police over this, and I filed a report against my brother, and they left a while ago. And
What did she call the police whenever she was in the hospital? Because I really do not believe she called the police on her brother, because she won't do anything. She won't leave that house because she's scared they're going to come and snatch her up. Oh, you're fine. Yeah, just email me whenever. I know it's gotten busy. Arkansas, I'm sorry. Arkansas, y'all need to get y'all shit together. This is ridiculous.
and I am just sitting here in the hospital, getting monitored still. There were contractions earlier, but they slowly, I wouldn't say subsided, but they just sort of dwindled down to hardly any now. But because of all the stress of what I've been put under and all these accusations that allege that I falsified the reports, that I'm the one that's aggressive, that I need help, psychologically, when in actuality.
Yeah, whenever they were fighting, we were going over the video of the fight, and we had Kelly in our chat, and I love Kelly, and she's a mandated reporter, so they actually would take her serious. And Lord and behold, a couple hours later, they came knocking on the door and they picked her up. But I don't understand, because they left her in the waiting room and she walked off, and now she's back. I'm waiting on her to show us the baby monitor, because she shows everything else usually. And that's if you're pregnant, especially actually as far as long as she is, it doesn't matter why you go to the hospital, you immediately go to labor and delivery. And they're going to smack those two little things on you to monitor you and the baby. Yeah, Kelly was awesome. I'm so glad she called it in. That's so sad. It's just the state failing everybody. Not only her, but now the baby. I'm just praying the baby. Oh my gosh.
Actuality, I do seek help psychologically all the time. I seek therapy because I know what my ailments are. I know what my illnesses are. So that's why I refrain from getting heightened by progressively trying to diffuse the situation as best I can. My family doesn't listen. If you were to speak to my mother, as other people have, you would understand that she's not completely there cognitively, that she will flip-flop and choose sides, but mostly toward her sons, in order to persuade individuals into believing that because, oh, she loves her children so much, only because they're sustaining her a little bit financially. That's it. And my brother wasn't affording the house. I'm not sure why all these allegations and these videos are coming out and mocking me. In actuality, I'm the victim in this entire circumstance and other circumstances as well. Of course, I had to be monitored, so I have a nurse here in the room, and she has to watch over me because I admitted to my suicidal ideations. And I don't mind that whatsoever. I don't mind being honest, but I explained to them that I don't necessarily.
Oh, I don't mind being honest. Yeah, because everything you say is honest. Could you imagine being that nurse? I'd be turning my head like, awkward. Yeah, I know. We should send Dr. Carol some videos. I know. She's like, I'm the victim. I'm the victim. Okay, well, then I guess all of y'all were the victims because you started the shit. You were fucking weed.
Necessarily feel like harming myself unless it's to the point where I'm getting victimized constantly or abused.
Yes, I think this is because of Kelly called.
That what had happened, what I had filmed of my family and the interaction, that is not healthy behavior. That is something that has happened my entire life. When I was approximately 16 years old, I tried to call the police at one point against my father and what he was doing, and my mother sat on my lap to pin me down onto the couch while my brother, the felon brother, the one that attacked me on video, and my older brother, the one that sexually assaulted me all.
She's hoping this nurse is like, oh my gosh, and is gonna like listen to everything she says and then tells them, no, she is the victim. I heard everything that went on in her life. Bitch, please.
Throughout growing up, had both punched me on either side of my face. So by the time the officers had gotten there, and the medics and everything, they had persuaded them into believing that I was the one that was getting riled up and violent because I had a history with psychological illness due to my first suicide attempt at the age of 12. So instead of being placed into a facility at the age of 12, they decided to hand me directly over to my parents because they allowed my parents into the room without anyone around, and they threatened my life. And they threatened not just my life, but the freedoms of the entire family. So I felt as though I had to be the one that was strong always and held everybody's secrets and held everybody's, was held accountable myself for everyone else's actions. And I understood at that point that I didn't want to destroy anybody's life. I felt terrible and I teared up after the officer told me that, victimizing and abusing physically a pregnant woman is a felony offense. So unfortunately, my brother will have a warrant for his arrest for that, in conjunction to all these other accusations of him being a pedophile and violating children. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I haven't spoken.
I really hope she did not seriously try to press charges on him. I hope she's just saying that's what she might do whenever she talks to the officers, because that's going to be some fucked up shit if she did that to him.
Spoken to my mother. I sent her a text message stating, after I'd made a video earlier this morning. I'm not sure, it's having some difficulty uploading because of the fact that I'm inside of the hospital in itself. So of course there's barriers to the Wi-Fi or barriers to the signal for the cell phone. So it's not uploading as quickly as I would have liked, and I'll just sort of relay. I'm still probably going to post that because I need everyone to understand the differences between mental illness, mental fragility, and also insanity, and what true dysfunction is. I understand that I'm very articulate. I understand that. I understand that I can explain myself much better now than I did years prior. But I still feel as though I'm exhausted and I just want a safe place to rest. I pray about the Father constantly. I pray that, he'll understand that I never meant to harm him either. I never meant to, when realizing, of course it's a felony offense what he had done, and realizing he would be removed from his financial backing, I weighed my pros and cons in that and understood that why would you tamper with my body? That is a definite, what is that? A definite usage of my being in that way. I wouldn't say, well, yes, defiling, but also to the point where it's mutilating my body. It's mutilating my consciousness, because you're warping my mind into perceiving that, motherhood is everything that I need to fix this situation. In actuality, we've all known that I needed a safe, stable place to stay prior to a pregnancy. And for all of this to have gone sort of awry in that way, and I was forced into pregnancy before having a relationship, before having anything, they even did a gynecological test, and had to, what's the word?
I can't even with her. She's like talking in circles and I don't even know what she's talking about. Well, she wants to say, oh, I wanted a house before I had a baby. Okay, well, here's an idea. Get a job, save up your money while you're living in your car for 2 years, and go get a place to rent. And don't be on Bumble as a cuddler, air quotes, asking people to reimburse you for gas money and other crap. She's definitely doing this for the court and that fucking nurse. Hopefully she's a smart nurse and she realizes.
Do an examination.
I see y'all in the chat. Don't be picking up no bad habits, y'all.
Physically. And I didn't want, of course I didn't want it, but I haven't also been tampered with in many months. So.
Oh, snap.
Food's here. Oh, thank you so much. You're welcome. Have a good night. Thank you.
Awkward.
Thank you. Just grab this fork here. I'm still in the middle of filming, just so you know, so it's but
what the hell?
And then right now, thankfully, they're taking really good care of me at this facility. I have no issues with the processes here, and they encouraged me to go to another facility for assistance or some type of resources, as well as my mental health during all of this. And I know that in that process, I'll find some sort of comfort. In that process, I'll find some semblance of sort of peace, so I can calm down and think about where if I should place this child, or if I would be able to do it on my own, which we all know I could do if I had the financial means to be able to support this child. I have been living out of my car for nearly 2 years, and just because I was staying at my mom's house for a couple of weeks, it didn't offer me that solace, that ability to alleviate my stressors, because of the fact that my brother was doing all these shady things in the home. And when he smoked that cigarette last night, I don't appreciate it, because I ended up with a headache from it. And I knew. And so when I asked my mother, I said, well, is he smoking cigarettes again? No. He went to go take a nap. That was her response. I said, well, I smell cigarette smoke. And she said, well, I don't know what you're talking about, because I don't smell anything. I don't smell anything. And I'm usually the first one to know. And I was like, okay, you're right. You're clearly always right. And I'm clearly always wrong. And I know that that's a very shady, backhanded way to confront your mother. But if you knew my mother and understood how manipulative she is toward all of the circumstances that have arose during my life, you'd understand her better. You'd understand her psychologically. That's why she's in denial of the things she has done. That's why she is all of a sudden become so haggard within the last couple of years. When I finally left the home and I told her, I said, I would rather be living in my car or putting myself in danger than placing myself around my felon brother, who was bringing around a 16-year-old girl that he had met and started grooming since she was 12, because his grooming technique was to offer her financial.
Oh gosh, now she's going to talk about the brother's business. Oh, okay. Y'all go to bed. Be with your babies. Good night, RK. Yes, I'm glad you were in here. Have a good night.
Financial backing too. And girls always love that, right? They always love looking up to an older man that can support them or guide them in such a way. And that's sad. It's very disheartening, because
Good night, Cynthia.
I had taken those advances as actual love when it came to like my father or anything like that. And the fact that people stand up for these individuals is sickening. I really am not sure what's wrong with you people psychologically in order to bash me all day. I'm already going through enough stress. I'm already having enough contractions. I literally was physically assaulted, and I have like a bruise stemming here where he had smashed his head into my face. And I didn't expect that. I didn't even feel it. I'm going to be completely honest. I was just so startled because he actually got to the point of a physical aggression again. And it's just like reliving my childhood. And I told my mother that numerous times. I said, if you're going to have that in your home, I don't feel safe. It's just like growing up with daddy. And and then I also had made amends with my father. I spoke to him over the phone and sent him a card and it wasn't for Father's Day because that had passed. I was incarcerated during that time during Father's Day. But afterward, I sent him a thank you card with a $20 bill, which is more than any of my siblings could offer my family because they don't have any semblance of compassion in that way. They're very greedy, most of them, and they don't step outside of the box to recognize who truly is the victim in all of this, who's the one that they have been defiling, who's the one that they have been defamating. My character has been placed in the line of fire my entire life. People have always disregarded my words because I wasn't allowed to speak my words, my truths. I wasn't allowed to speak about my family. I wasn't allowed to speak about these negative things. They told me, hush, hush, it's okay. And even when I went to the authorities when I was, 18, and they negated to process or prosecute my father or anything because my sister had recanted her statements. So my statements weren't viable enough to the courts. Apparently my words have never been viable, and that's what's disheartening, because I'm trying to explain to people, do you realize you screwed me over from the age of 12? Did you realize that I didn't have the opportunity to speak my mind because my life was being threatened? And even my mother had come in when I stayed with her 2 years ago. And like I said, I've relayed this story numerous times. And she even conveyed to me, I should have killed you when your dad told me to. So I don't know what's wrong with my family. I'm not sure why they get so aggressive verbally. I'm not sure why I have to live with these memories, these hardships of having to understand that I am unwanted in this world. And I've always been unwanted. And that, directly coincides with my child being unwanted, because all of these different tactics that they've done to scare me into submitting, to scare me into retracting my statements, to scare me into lying and manipulating things again. But I decided no, I wasn't going to take any more abuse, and that's why I filed against the father. That does not mean I don't care about these individuals. That doesn't mean that my harsh punishments in that way to finally speak up are not a semblance of compassion and love toward them so that they can fix and guide themselves in a better way, fix their lives and guide themselves in a more appropriate manner. And I've tried to explain to them, I was like, if you just did a few things here and there, if you incorporated exercise, if you incorporated eating healthfully. What did my brother do yesterday before attacking me? He drank a bunch. He had like a 40. And he also had a bunch of other stuff too. And he had whatever pills, whatever, I saw him smashing up pills and snorting them during the last week. And I was very frightened. And I've shared my encounters with people. No home is worth that much dysfunction. No, you know, no location is worth that much stress and pain. After all of these years, I had to realize that. I would rather be homeless. I would rather be living on the streets with the fear that I would get raped again, with the fear that I would get robbed again. And I always thought, well, the officials would help me. And when the officer
Oh my
came,
gosh, what is she talking
what-
about? Different before, she's talking about she was so scared and it was so horrible in that house. That's why she would rather be homeless and potentially get assaulted and robbed. But you told us you wanted to adventure. That's why you left. And obviously you weren't that scared because you were constantly on Bumble meeting different people and hooking up.
When I placed that video online, and I had relayed some of this in the video that hasn't uploaded, but the officer was so kind, and she knew that I was just very scared, and she talked me down, and she told me, she was like, well, is it okay if the medics just, you know, the EMTs check you out and see if you're okay? And you know, maybe we can.
Oh,
take you
I'm
to the
glad you made
hospital
it
instead of
back.
you being here. And because they knew how volatile the circumstances were, and how every time I try to confront an issue, that, you know, he promised he wasn't going to smoke in the house. That's a difference. There's literally, he could have walked 2 feet, and that's recorded, out the door to go step on the porch to smoke his cigarettes, but instead I was exposed to it again. And what did he do after he assaulted me? I went to the room, like my mother had said. We saw that video of me going in there. I just sort of laid down and waited for the video to upload. And it took many hours until 4 a.m.
Yes, again, everybody is different. But I know me personally, which I'm allowed to speak on my freaking opinions and experience, there's no way I would be a cuddler. I would end up stabbing someone if they came too close to me. So I would never put myself in that situation. I know, I was wondering where you went.
Approximately 3:30 by the time it actually uploaded. And he went into the living room and was smoking cigarettes openly in there, and I had to tuck a sweater into the floor because I can smell everything very strongly. It's very pungent in that way. So, because of my hormones of being pregnant, so everything, I'm very sensitive, and I'm hypersensitive too, because I've always had these occurrences where I see or feel or smell or touch things, you know, that aren't really there, you know. And people are like, oh, that's schizophrenia. No, they're there. You just cannot see these things like germs and bacteria. So I would get told all the time, like, oh, you're overreacting. No, I am not. And I told and I informed people too about the hygiene that was going on in certain areas and certain facilities and things like that, because I was always worried. I was always very conscientious about other people's health as well as my own. And so yeah, I've been harassed online right now with all these comments. Instead of people saying, oh, I hope you're okay, I hope everything's going to work out well, no, they took videos of my snotty nose and they posted them up. And when I went back and rewatched the video, I realized how hilarious that looked, but it wasn't hilarious. I laugh at myself all the time. And to see somebody going through that amount of pain, that's actually the saddest thing. And so if you can sit there and laugh at somebody else's pure brokenness, you know, in that way.
Yeah, she's starving, but she has a story to tell right now. This is so, like, I wonder if they gave her anything. Like, what are they doing? And I don't know how it is in Arkansas, but like I said, usually it doesn't matter what is wrong with you. If you go to a hospital, you have to go to labor and delivery if you are pregnant. I mean, once you're like certain, but she's definitely at that mark where she would have to go to labor and delivery. But I don't see any monitors you would think she would show us her stomach. But like, what are they doing? Have they gave her medicine? Did they just talk to her, ask her questions, and she's just chilling?
Hey, then that means that you are suffering through mental illness, and I cannot help you, because if that's what you choose to pinpoint is my aesthetics,
Get off
then
the
that makes
floor.
you part of that end of the spectrum, like I've stated prior, that is too ignorant to understand or comprehend anything about anyone else but yourself, and that's selfish narcissism. So I, after watching some things and noticing things, I can't I can't stop these individuals from trying to slander my story and myself. But what I can do is just to place my story out there as openly and honestly as I possibly can, without doxing anybody or without, clarifying anyone else's public information, which don't talk about the psychologist that way. He has a doctorate, you do not. So it's hilarious that you would presume that your words matter. You're trolling on the internet. Why would you presume that your words matter? I've spoken to this man for nearly 2.5 years now, well, January 2020. And regardless of what you think, he is actually very compassionate, and he has listened to me. He does encourage me to move past all of these traumas in a positive way. And even though we use prayer to do so, then if you're laughing about that too, that makes you extremely demonic in that way, or ill mentally, because you're not accepting of other people's religious beliefs or personal discriminating against them in any way. So of course I've been persecuted due to different numerous things, including my racial background, the racial profiling due to being half Hispanic, and also my aesthetics and everything like that.
Oh my gosh, aesthetics. All these words. It's so crazy how her and Heather are so much alike. Like they each have their own set of words they always use. And aesthetics is one of them. Her eyes are so just dark.
As well as being a female, and because apparently we're still lesser than, even though they try to clarify that we're equal.
Oh my
Well, then why would you
gosh.
take away the abortion rights? Because a lot of women go through things like I've gone through, and they cannot handle it. They would be much better off if they were to pass that child over back to God in that way. And I understand that's why I chose not to abort this child, although I had the option twice by two different people. And that's just my personal belief. I'm not trying to sway anybody into perceiving.
Okay, this is what aggravates me. First of all, she's already had an abortion before. And then she's saying, oh, while she's in the hospital, with the nurse around, oh, two people try to get me to have an abortion, but I didn't have an abortion because I don't believe in that. Okay, me neither. But I also don't believe in trying to off my baby while he's growing inside of me. Are you going to say that out loud, Leticia? Are you going to let the nurse know, yeah, you didn't get an abortion, but you still wanted to off your baby? Every day you talk about it? Bet you won't say that in front of them.
Anything, or through my perspective, I'm not persuading anybody to alter their mindset. I just am telling you the hardships that I've endured through having kept the child without a father, and that I should have been married prior to this. And that's what my belief system has always guided me toward. And for there to have been a pregnancy after one meeting with this person, I thought it was a miracle. I thought that was a blessing. And then I realized it wasn't, when the father wanted nothing to do with me and never even responded and didn't even bother to engage with me communicatively in order to work things out. I was left on my own to decide whether or not this child should live or die, when in actuality it was the father's choice to make us both suffer and die. And he chose to go off and gallivant and do whatever he'd done. and have another family, another everything. Because when I'd met him, we already know the story. I I rejected his advances immediately. So that's why he took advantage of me while I was sleeping, because I was the only moment that that I was shut up and that I was, vulnerable. And I understand that I had gone that long in my vehicle without these occurrences, and then all of a sudden it was happening in December. And maybe I did allow it because of the fact that I made it there, because I had presumed he was honorable. I had presumed that he was trustworthy, and that is my mistake. Um, I now know I can't trust anyone. I mean, yes, I do trust the nurses and things here. I don't see that they're going to inject me with anything right now. But, it's very hard for me to trust because I have.
Oh my gosh. Like, I swear, I could just see, like, the eyes rolling in the back of that nurse's head. The way she's talking, you can so tell it's so fake. Yeah, I can't trust anyone besides the nurses. I know the nurses, like, they're amazing. They're great. They're treating me so well at this facility. Golly. I know. I really hope this nurse has enough common sense to realize what's really going on. I know you don't hear her talking about Thomas no more.
I haven't had that security within my family, familial. Oh yeah, I guess you'd say that, familiar relationships in that way, the ones that I stem from, and constantly having to watch my back because I never know if they're going to physically assault me, as well as degrade me, emotionally or psychologically in that way, and or even sexually, because the two of my family members out of the seven that there were of us, two of those were were touching me, and my mother allowed it. My mother knew. I told her, and that's why I went on to have the suicide attempt, because I realized she was never going to protect me in the way that she should, a mother should. And I would never allow that for my own children. I had tried very hard to.
Yeah, this is like really weird. Like, I understand if they're just like trying to watch over her, but she's pregnant. She's like at least 8 months pregnant. So, again, the very first thing that they should be doing is checking the baby's heartbeat and hers, making sure the baby's okay, the baby's not in danger. Start, poking her, get an IV just in case. At least the monitor for the heartbeat. She's pregnant. That's the first thing they do. She's not, I mean, unless she's not pregnant, but I really do believe she's pregnant, but I'm just really confused with this tactic. I'm so confused. Yes, they should be monitoring the baby's heartbeat immediately. Yeah, I mean, she may not need an IV. I mean, but the first that, like, I don't understand. Like, the first thing they do is strap those things on you, on your stomach, to make sure you and the baby's heartbeat is okay. Make sure the baby's okay, because you cannot be laid up in the hospital and something's wrong with that baby and they were like, oh, well, we just didn't check. That doesn't make any sense to me. I wish I could call the hospital and be like, what's going on? Why are you not checking on the baby?
To refrain from any volatile incidences with, like, the father of my last child and everything. But then we all know what the court system did to me, what everyone had perceived, and how his family had physically assaulted me. Everybody says, oh, that's hearsay. No, I'm the only one that had any marks on me. That's why I was acquitted of the assault on two family members. Yet they did not prosecute the people that actually assaulted me. And here we are. So that was back in 2014, 2015, yeah, 2014. There is no justification for that. There is no righteousness behind any of that. I feel as though I'm very disheartened by that entire circumstance as well, because I'm a very God-fearing woman, and I put my faith in those that are also sort of the same. They swore an oath to serve and protect under God, under his name. And so I revert back to that, because I know that, you know, my Catholicism is one thing, and I'm sure that aggravates a lot of people. And then of course they say, oh, you're lying, you're just making it up. No, I'm not. No, obviously you can see through the videos, through the recorded documents, that I've been trying to preach about these things, trying to speak out, and yet I've been violated. My constitutional rights and my freedom of speech have been violated since I was very young, due to all of these underlying records that don't actually reflect who the true individual is. So of course, it's impressive to hear me speak. I understand that. It's impressive to hear me, you know, go on about these things, because I'm just a nobody from nowhere, from a very small town in Wisconsin. And just because I was in parochial school nearly my entire elementary years, that's what heightened my awareness, heightened my vocabulary. And even then, I only recently developed all of these sort of connective and expansive terms in order to convey what's going on in my life precisely, so I can be as accurate and descriptive as possible. English was my worst course. I got the worst grades in English when I was growing up, because I did not want to read the large words, like the words like pedophile or sexual abuse. When I came in contact with these things, I negated. I wanted to be in denial. I didn't want to go any further. And I remember that.
How is sexual abuse a big word? She is so full of herself.
And it's really hard to think about all these things and wonder, what if I wouldn't have backed down when I was 12? But instead I did. I was submissive, I was compliant. And that's why I refuse to be so now. And that's why everybody tells me, you just need to shut up and take it. You just need to shut up and, you know, you're quit lying. I'm sorry, I'm not lying. So I won't stop. And I'm very determined to share my story as it is, and all the characters and character witnesses in my cases. So please, if you're talking about poor Dr. Carroll, and he already knew, it said in the beginning, I had informed him we were being videoed, and all of these individuals are so deranged that they presume that their perception matters. They're not watching the videos in their entirety. They're not listening to what I'm saying. Instead, they're seeing what's plain in front of their face, because they're plain. They're very simplistic mentally. And I feel very sorry for them, because they're so uneducated, and also, and I don't mean to laugh or belittle anyone, but that's just the circumstance. I'm sorry. We are not in the same caliber of an intellect, and you understand that, and that's why you bash me, because you are jealous. Those are jealousies, and that's envy. And that's exactly what it is. And people don't understand that. And I speak about the 7 deadly sins all the time. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, but that's something that you're going to have to repent for prior to death. And if you do not, that I'm sorry, there's going to be a lot of repercussions once you pass. And I should know a little bit about that, because of my first suicide attempt leading to all the numerous other ones. And I understand what it's like to pass back and forth. That's why I try very hard to appropriate myself in an honorable way, so I can keep my integrity intact. Yet I know I was being promiscuous due to all those times where I was sexually violated in my teens and in my youth, even before my teens, of course. So I think I'll leave it at that. I think I've spoken enough. It's already been 30 minutes now, and it'll take a while for this to upload anyway. But that's what's going on right now. The officers have been very kind and very
Well, that's crazy, because you always have bad things to say about the officers. But now that they're listening in on you, her food is going to be so cold and nasty.
Understanding
And then she's probably not going to eat it because it's not vegan.
to my personal needs and efforts. And I know that everything happens for a specific reason, and I'm going to pace myself for what's to come because I am always apprehensive of the negative. Yet I understand that there is always a positive flow that happens afterward. I didn't want my brother to get in trouble, for this. I never wanted my family to get in trouble for this. I always just swallowed that pain and swallowed my own pride. So I don't want little girls to know that, though. I don't want my daughter to know that. That's why, these videos are out there for TLC. And I don't want her to believe that she has to comply with a man or comply with anybody just to get a house, just to get food, just to get, sustainable resources. I would tell her, no, that's not the way that God created us. We are made to struggle, yes, but to fight for what's right. And that is our freedoms and that's our equality. And even though we're women, that doesn't mean that we are less than. In actuality, that makes us greater than because we can withstand so much more pain, so much emotional trauma, so much more psychological abuse than most men. So, because a lot of times too, when they come back from war, having seen death, they don't understand it. I've seen death, and that was in my child getting washed down the drain when I had that first abortion when it was forced upon me. And so I understand that most people can't comprehend it. They think that I'm demonic for having done so. And when you're persuaded as a woman to believe, well, if you're going to want to be with someone or if you're going to want to have that safe place, safe, and I put that in quotations, it's not safe when people are verbally abusing you. It's not safe when people are physically abusing you. And it's not worth any amount of money to go through those things, those circumstances, because I want a future where women are strong and proud of themselves and actually ruling over these individuals that are so perverse that can't manage to refrain from assaulting women, refrain from abusing women, mutilating them, defiling them for the rest of their existence, because the majority of the time with that post-traumatic stress that occurs afterward, you can't denounce these things at any time. You have pain and suffering continually, and it's a psychological thing. And when it's psychological and the chemicals are released, like cortisol and all of that, that causes a lot of other effects in the body, physical pains that are manifested in that way. So I hope everybody is having a lovely start to their week. Mine seemed to have, seemed like it was going well, but I am sort of very hesitant about what's to come and very discouraged that this happened because I don't like speaking out against the few people that have actually been there to try to help me. My brother did end up, he gathered up some weed for me to have. But then he immediately retracted that because I told him he had to own up to his word. So yes, I understand medicinal marijuana wasn't necessarily the best thing to be having during this pregnancy because I did worry about the health of the baby. But what about the health of the mother? What about my stabilities? What about, they want to force feed us pharmaceuticals that are more detrimental and cause more suicidal ideations? And that's why I went the holistic route, the natural route of healing. Lost that 150 pounds, and here we are. So I don't know what else to say about that. I know I'm preaching, but also I just wanted people to understand that it was very beneficial to have smoked during this pregnancy for me. And I know that my baby is very important to me. People try to say that, oh, she's out to harm it. She's doing these crazy things. And in actuality, in other states, they
I can't with that. Are you freaking kidding me? What a fucking liar. Oh my gosh.
They regulate some pregnancies with medicinal marijuana so that the mother can
cope with things, the strain of her pregnancy better, and it helps with morning sickness and things like that. So I know that I could have stopped if I would have had a safe and comfortable location like I did with my daughter. I didn't smoke during the entire pregnancy with her once I found out she was inside of me. But now it's just a little bit difficult. I'm trying very hard to refrain from that now, even being confined to this bed right now, just in the hospital, and then what's to come. But do I want my freedom? Yes. Do I know I have to earn my freedom? Yes, I get that. Just like every other veteran that has earned their freedom as well as others fought for ours in that way. And I don't say every other veteran, because we do know that there are dishonorably discharged ones that have done very, very nefarious things, shady things, because they take their power and they run with it, megalomaniacs in such a manner, that they utilize their authority and take advantage of others with it. So that's mental illness right there. It's psychopathy in some way or another. So, but I do have respect for them. But I'm sorry, I haven't even started that. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. There are so many lovely women that are on this floor, and I'm very appreciative of that. But I know that they had mentioned too that if I were to try to give birth here, there might be a male obstetricianist on call when I gave birth, and I don't like men viewing me down there whatsoever. It causes a lot of pain just due to the fact that my family had done what they did at a very early age. My first gynecological check was with a male doctor because my mother had forced me into doing that, and it left me traumatized until this day. So I know now that not considering a woman's rights in that way, when I was fired at that other clinic at 37 weeks along because I didn't let that male doctor view me,
that
was, in my opinion, unconstitutional. So because they negated my personal
beliefs and rights.
I'm sure the nurse is like rolling their eyes, but hopefully they're taking this in because she's slowly letting some stuff out. So if it's a guy, she's not going to go to the hospital. Sky Woman, was it Montana or was it Wisconsin? Yeah, they're definitely failing this baby. And it doesn't matter what she's going in for. Her being pregnant, they are supposed to monitor her and the baby's heartbeat at all times. It doesn't matter why she's there. Yeah, let me know because I think it's all right, let me play this.
So, but nobody has ever done anything to try to compensate for what had happened to me and the pain and suffering I'd went through and endured,
especially during the last few weeks of my daughter being inside of me. That was very painful. I remember crying and trying to call different clinics to seek resources, and they refused because I was so far along, until a nurse had sent in a plea to UAMS in Little Rock, and that's where I gave birth. So anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. I know it's nearly 40 minutes that I've been on here, and I just wanted to convey what my thought process was right now. I'm comfortable. I'm safe for the moment. I'm worried. I'm concerned about my family because I do love them, but I wish they weren't so aggressive toward me. And I wish it didn't come to this. And normally our family didn't file reports or anything because they said, well, we're not going to get the cops involved. Well, the less you guys have gotten wild. You're doing all kinds of crazy things. And you're going to tell me that that's not appropriate. I go a different route, and they hate that. They hate that I try to stand up for what's right. And I would never want to teach my daughter that it's okay. You can get, just keep your mouth shut, and it's okay if you want to get fed. And everybody tells me, you bite the hand that feeds you. Well, good. You've forced me into a cage. Backed me into a corner. What else do I have aside from my verbal aggression to fight with? My constitutional freedoms of speech, and to be able to convey all this publicly as well. So, but yeah, that's why the videos, why I want to inform my daughter, like, be strong. Don't allow anybody to push you or keep you down. And the bullying should stop, but people are just very ignorant, and it's very sad for them. And we laugh at those people, but we also pray for those people, because those people are sicker than we are. And that's the ironic part about all this, and what makes me smile at the end of the day is knowing that at least I'm telling the truth. At least I'm honoring myself and my children by disclosing these truths, even if it took me years to do so. Even if it took me years to finally get my voice out there far enough for people to start researching and start, trying to understand it from my perspective. Because before, when I kept my mouth shut, I just was dwindling away in my depression for so many years. And, gaining all that weight, being over 300 pounds and morbidly obese. And you can tell from my mannerisms because I was forced to keep quiet, forced to comply, forced to negate my personal beliefs and my individuality. So I pray everybody's having a good week so far, and I love you all very much, and I'm actually very comfortable.
Hey, Mary. This child, I keep on thinking about her food, but I know she ain't going to eat it because it's not vegan. I wonder, well, they can't make her eat. I don't know if she's still in the hospital or not, but she's going to get upset if she does not have a phone charger.
Comfortable. I feel safe, like nobody's going to physically attack me. So I don't have any aggression at this moment, aside, maybe slight sort of, I don't know, just worried. I can't really think right now. I've been trying to rest. I didn't sleep at all last night, so I slept a few hours in here, and I feel much better. I probably slept about approximately 4 hours, maybe. I feel a lot better, and then I've had some food. Some sustenance is better than any, better than nothing, I mean. So I love you all very much, and I hope that you're doing well. I pray everybody's doing good, and they've got a safe place, and have been, have ate well and stayed hydrated. I went through an entire IV bag already and a half since I've been here this morning. And I think I got here approximately 10 a.m. or so, and it is now around 5 or 6 in the evening, approximately 6 p.m. So I love you all very much, and I hope that you're doing well. And I'm very grateful that I've had the opportunity to speak my mind prior to being forced into any other confines or detainment. And my baby thanks you too. He's doing really well, and they monitored him, and he's very strong, I guess. And I'm not dilated at all, which is good because I'm only 34 weeks on Friday. And
Okay, first of all, stop. We all know how you really feel about that sweet baby boy. So stop trying to pretend that you care about him because there's a nurse in the room. Look, she's probably looking at her right now. It's so fucking fake. She never talks about the baby like that. She doesn't care about him. It frustrates me so bad. Golly, what else was I about to say? Because she was just aggravating me. Yeah, man, her phone's gonna go dead with all this freaking videotaping herself. And then she's gonna get mad at them. Y'all should have a phone charger. Yes, the system. I'm not even going. I wish Kelly was in here. No, we're all praying she's not going to take this baby home. I swear if somehow she ends up taking this baby home, I have lost all hope in humanity. Yeah, it's a sweet baby boy. She's so fake in this video. She's definitely not herself. I think she's almost done for now.
And everything seemed well. His heartbeat was going good, and he's been moving around a lot. And
yeah, it's uncomfortable for me, but I would do anything for my children. And there are a lot of people out there that know that, regardless of my aggression, my verbal aggression, or the things that I've said, you need to take heed of what I do instead of the words, because that is a violation of my freedoms
and my freedom of speech. So,
oh my gosh, you would not do anything for those babies. No, she's not about to give birth. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to say, is how many times is she going to say she's 34 weeks? She's in the hospital because someone finally was able to get someone to do a welfare check on her, and they brought her in to be evaluated. I showed that one first. I think this was the last one.
I hope everybody does well today. And I'll end this now. July 19th, 2022. Leticia Collins Servin. Bye-bye.
Hello. She's like, why the fuck haven't you had your food yet? Wonder if that was the nurse or if that was just the food lady. All right, let's make sure she didn't upload any new videos. Maybe she's sleeping. Yeah, that's it for now. So, I guess we'll see tomorrow. I'm going to take this off. The one where she's outside of the hospital. We watched that one. The one where she was just being fake again. Talking about eating grass in the field. All right, well, I need to go to sleep. I got to wake up early. Again, work. I swear. That's people with jobs. I'm curious to see if she's going to go live or her next video, but thank y'all for coming in. This is so much easier doing her videos whenever I have y'all with me. Okay, y'all have a great night. I'm sure I'll be back on tomorrow. Praying for the baby. Yes, you too.